all these businesses and look at how we can have a strategic partnership within the ecosystem and build sustainability.
Thank you so very much. I want to appreciate the organizer at S.M.E for this special event. Some time ago, I was in Kigali and we were having a conversation, and somebody said something that was quite very traumatic for me as a person. And he said there are two nations on earth that are very passionate about telling how bad they are, and those nations are Nigeria and South Africa. So we tell it very serious energy. And what picture does this paint out there is that nothing good is happening here. And so people are not even willing to come around to say want to do business because the way the media is structured in Nigeria only tells the bad news. We have data about things that are not working. We have data about things that are so bad. But on the good side of the country, nobody is telling it. And this is the challenge that, of course, the country is facing. So when people are thinking about Nigeria, the things that they can easily think about are the things that are not working. And this was a challenge for us. And so in 2022, we were in the UAE, and we saw the way the environment was working. It's not as if the things that are happening there, we don't have them here. But the way they are positioned in the media makes everybody want to do business with them. So we decided to also come back home and see how we can position media differently in Nigeria. Now we're not just going to be talking about politicians, how much money is embezzled, but we also need to talk about the good things that are happening within the business environment. There are a lot of people who are doing excellently well. There's one woman selling amala there, is training their children overseas. Nobody is giving them the platform to talk. So S.M.E came into existence to give platform to businesses, small and medium scale businesses, voices in Africa, so that people all over the world can see what we're doing, see your visibility, support your project, and then of course you can also become a global champion.
Next question is for Mr. Richard Imoniger, the Regional Manager of Bank of Industry. What are the most common financial mistakes SMEs make that hinder long-term sustainability? Please make a and set
Once they don't ask questions,
a lot of challenges that small businesses make is such that a lot of them are bring out a structured manner, in the sense that they run businesses that we can see, but they run informally in a very informal space. You walk around, you see people doing great things, doing business, but if you ask them if they have their business registration, you discover that some of them been doing business for a long time, for some of them 10, 15 years, and they don't have business registration. Some of them operate these businesses practically in their own name, and this is part of the challenges that they face in accessing finance as a challenge. Because as part of the challenges that occur when you don't have a business properly structured, access to finance also becomes a challenge for you, as you do not have credit history developed over time, some decisions want to partner with you or not. So these are part of the challenges that small businesses face in developing their businesses. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tunji, okay, the next question is for you. Many SMEs struggle to access funding. How is GFA leveraging technology to solve this?
Thank you very much. What we have done is to actually connect financial access to digital inclusion, right? By providing the opportunity for SMEs based on, like Mr. Niadi mentioned something about credit score and something as well, based on their credit score, their record keeping, and their transaction history, to be able to access some types of funding. Right, so what did I put out to mention? Right, so there's money that is accessible single digits, ranging from about 7% to 3%, starting from a 100,000 up to 5 million. And the best part about it is that this product initially is free to the SMEs. All they need to do is to register. It's called the Divide. They're able to establish their online presence. Photographers, barbers, small shop owners. There's no reason why they can't use technology, right, to actually formalize their business and be able to create that history to be able to access funding that is available to them.
So, sorry, I'll take another question. How can SMEs position themselves to attract investors and grant opportunities globally?
By becoming more organized. So, as people in finance know, it's about following the money. Usually there is criteria that is set out. And this criteria, just like he said as well, it requires certain things like coming to the formal economy, and taxes, business name, having a bank account. I used to have a tailor that was absolutely zero, right? He built his business such that he had like a bungalow in front and back, several staff. When you want to pay him money, he pays into his private account, and he's actually well spoken, better spoken than I am. So until SMEs can actually understand that about criteria, right, and it's not free money, they have to follow a process to meet this criteria, then they continue to laugh. I've been in a session with the Joint Director here at the stakeholders meeting where some of the SME associations are complaining to, I won't mention development bank institution, that you're saying you have 5 billion, you're saying you have 10 billion, but only 5 members are collecting this money. Look, there is criteria. Some of you know this criteria, you're not bothered. Some of you are just too disorganized. Some of you actually qualified, but you just don't want to put yourselves in a position where you can access this money.
Thank you. Mr. Richard, back to you again. How does BOI evaluate which SMEs are ready for long-term financing? And what can SMEs do to meet those benchmarks? I would like you to be specific answering the question.
I think we really have an insight in having conversations with potential business owners, to be able to tell where they are ready to do business or not. Now, for example, a person that has developed a business plan, in engaging with the person, so it becomes very critical that you have a business plan, a business vision ahead of you, where you want to take your business from.
So a business plan is one.
Yes, business plan is one.
What does the good business proportioning have?
No, the business plan is basically you identifying exactly potentials, what you want to do with your business, and which partners are available to help you blend your business from one position to another position. Basically, that's what.
I would like you to tell us. I mean, there might be 5 business plans on the table.
Yeah.
What makes one better than the other? What are the key things as a lender that you look for?
So, like
Good business.
so that we mentioned financial discipline is one. I'm looking at for example, the requirement that you mentioned are part of the document that was submitted to me, and part of the business plan. But in reviewing all these documents, I'm looking at the financial discipline amongst all of them. Who amongst all of them is disciplined enough to? Because it shows, as you are modeling this document, it shows the plan.
What is discipline? Retaining funds or less expenditure?
No, it depends. It depends. For some businesses, it depends on the nature of business anyway. No one size fits all.
Correct, but
yes.
usually what are the things? It's just
Yes.
what are different sectors.
Like generally, you look at how you leverage expenses, right? What do you spend your money on? Basically, it shows in the business how you expend from your business. Do you use it to solve personal problems as against destroying family businesses?
Okay. Sorry, that's just how I want you to help members here by being more specific so that they can go away with information they can use.
I understand it.
Thank you. Any other thing apart from the business plan you want to add? Sorry, I hope I'm seeing the microphone.
No, it's fine. I think it also helps in preparing documentation, like you mentioned. There are requirements to be met. Now, in preparing, so you understand that the lender sets this criteria for you to meet. How can
Lender. Business plan is one of it.
Yes. Your document, like the registration I mentioned, is also part of it. What kind of collaterals are you depending on the loan amount you are borrowing?
Let's look at collateral.
The collateral is defined in different forms, depending on the amount that you're looking at. there are various kind of collateral that we have developed. For example, we know that small businesses do not have the traditional collateral that we would require as assets. But we have in-house developed collaterals in such that guarantorship is part of the collateral that one. Like you're really a business and nobody is willing to guarantee you. It speaks volume of the kind of person or the kind of business that you run. If you don't have those kind of guarantors, it makes it difficult for them to support you. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to SME. Dr. Idahosa. What strategies can SMEs use to leverage media for storytelling, investor attraction, and market expansion? Specific strategies.
Yeah, I think content they say today is king in the media. What we're doing today is that nobody's creating content for you, you're actually creating your own content. Take for example, you produce granite and you're showing on your mobile phone, for example, the process that you take to produce this granite as it comes to the market, and people are looking at it and they say, oh, how hygienic that you are. They're not just buying something because you also find it. Because there are too many narratives in the social media, for example, today, people believe that there are some certain things that want to buy chips on the road and say, oh, they are using chemical to produce it. Now, this discourages a lot of people from participating. But if you create content to show, for example, from your oil, how it's genuine.
Social media.
Social media, yes, of course.
Putting together
Yes, of course.
professional to do it, or it's something that they can do on their courses.
Of course, the mobile phone is a television house today, really. So you may not even name a media house, for example.
I can't create content. I can't even create content about how I got here today. You know, we're better users than the other. So asking me to take you do a video, I'll probably be bored myself. So are there classes that people, you know, maybe online tutorials, because I can't afford a professional to do content for me? This is just one tool that SMEs can go away with, knowing how can they market their product better. I hope I'm speaking the mind of you.
Yeah. Engaging, for example, you want to look for somebody who is a social media marketer for you, or content designer for you. Of course, that costs you money, and the SME may not even, some SME don't have that kind of fund, as it were. So, but yes, of course, you have a mobile phone, and what that does for you as a person is just to take recordings of the things that you're doing, and you put them together on either your Instagram or your Facebook. And the word can say it, and it gets viral, especially when the story that you are telling is so touching and has a human angle to it. And what I'm saying is that yes, for those who are big, yes, you can have somebody who is your media strategist, is going to help you design content and invest so much on it. But as a small business, you can actually create your content with your mobile phone. And most of the content that you see today that actually go viral are done on mobile phone, not on the big cameras that, of course, the medias are carrying. But what we can only do is to validate some of all this story when we also give you the platform to tell the story. And then, of course, we help you distribute to wider audiences.
Sorry, can I?
All right.
I know I can shoot a video of something and somebody else shoot a video. I would like you to teach us, are there apps, you know, for editing? Because it does matter when you're trying to sell something. 1. 2, social media has also been saturated. Some people are doing, you know, you buy online now, people are marketing genuine people, fraudsters have also come on the platform. So how can they, you know, what form of validation can help genuine buyers? Is there a particular safe platform? Is there a verification that can be done? Because media can help and can also hurt.
Yeah. There are a lot of platforms, there are a lot of softwares that are available today in the space. Some of them are free, some of the lessons you can actually get. For example, if you download a Canva, for example, on your phone, it can help you aggregate your photos, your videos within your phone and produce a content. There are AI-powered tools today you find on the app. Before now, when, of course, as a radio station, you want to produce your ident, you need somebody to come to Westbrook. Today, there are AIs who does that free for you. And those facilities are available, and of course, businesses can leverage it to actually tell their story.
Thank you.
All right.
Just later, how can SMEs better engage with government programs and support services?
Thank you for that question. For us at SMEda, it's very important for us to know you as an SME. If you don't have, we all talk about data, but we don't know the importance and the level of which data is very, very important. So at SMEda, we see that if you as an SME, we don't know you, there's no way you can get access to us or get any benefits from SMEda. So we start from us knowing you. How do we know you? You need to register with SMEda. It's very easy for you to do. You go to www.smeda.gov.ng. The website is very, very interactive. It's something that when you go to, you can actually read yourself and see a lot of things there. So after registering with SMEda, we already have your data. Like I said, data is very, very important, and it's key to our Director General, Mr. Charles Odi. We are now able to know that probably in Lagos State, we have so number of people in a particular sector, and we can now better focus our activities and all our programs towards that area. For example, if people in fashion in a particular area, if we're looking to train 50 people, we know that, okay, yes, we have 50 people in this area, and we can easily go to them and train them. So the first thing for you to do is to register with SMEda, and you can get access to a lot of programs that SMEda has. Thank you.
Do they get automated notifications, benefits, maybe when you have your grant scheme?
Yes, they get automated notification. Once you register, you automatically get something called SUID. That is SMEda Unique Identification Number. A certificate will be automatically sent to your email, so you keep that with you.
The registration is it like creating an account? Maybe, for example, I move or something changes. Can I update my contact information?
Yes, you can.
So, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so how you will be helping small businesses forward? The very first thing is we're helping businesses manage their trust. Build credit profiles for small businesses. Credit profiling is a big issue in Nigeria and Africa today. Right? There was a publication outside recently that the CBN have confirmed that businesses can now have transaction histories passed along with banks, which is a great thing because it has been a major problem till date. Right? So that's how we're solving that particular part. And another thing is we're providing financial insights. Please take note, I didn't say data. Data is the raw form, right? Like I give an example within the team. I say data is your root, your pepper. Insight is the soup, right? It's the useful form of it, right? Because a lot of businesses have a lot of data, right? But they don't know how to make use of it. So we provide financial insights that you can actually use to make data-driven decisions to achieve continued success. And the last thing is, which we know is super important for businesses, is investment opportunities, right? How do people access investment opportunities? Because a lot of small businesses have stash cash that they're not using. Now, bordering on efficiency, how do they make efficient use of money that they're not using to run their business daily? And I'll border on one more thing, which is payments that you talked about. So in the digital world of today, security is a major issue. And how we're solving that is by ensuring that people or businesses have seamless and secure transactions every day. We have stuff like escrow. I'm sure a number of us must have heard of it. And escrow basically means that there's a middleman that collects the money when two people want to transact. And after the transaction is done, you pass it to who's supposed to receive it. And as a result of that, we've had a lot of satisfied businesses growing daily based on that. Thank you.
In your experience, what are the key barriers preventing small businesses from accessing insurance solutions in Nigeria?
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, that's, I'll come back to that business, but just like you mentioned earlier on, just briefly, I've heard, and which is something that is very common in most of the gathering where you have SME gather talk about challenges of MSME, is the issue of accessibility to finance. And one of our flagship products, which I think I need to talk about here, is a product that actually helps to support micro and small scale business owner to be able to repay a loan. Giving them some kind of guarantee or support, through microfinance bank, microfinance institution, cooperative society, and all of that. I sometimes wonder each time I listen to institutions that are doing lending, talking about collateral. There are actually an insurance product that can actually help support an MSP to see them through the period of that loan and then able to repay their loan. And what we do therefore with that product is that we support lending institutions, we support cooperative society. All of these institutions are involved in lending so that we can support them, provide some kind of insurance that can see the customer through the period of that loan and then able to help them repay in case they fall into any challenges and they do not have the ability to repay the loan. Our product also, like I said, earlier on, cut across virtually. Even what's it called? A Keke driver can actually have access to a full form of insurance. And then going to your question, one of the some of the major challenges, and I'm actually going to talk about just 3 of them. One of the major challenges, which of course both from the supply and the demand side, is the issue of awareness. When you talk about awareness of insurance today, many people would say they don't know even micro, and that's why I started earlier on speaking about what microinsurance is actually all about. Awareness is still not, we have the fault, some of us who are the operator. Most of our strategy are, most times skewed to the above the line customer. I mean the literate and the major organization and all of that. I think we need to readdress our strategy to ensure that it also addresses some of those, the BTL, that's the below the line kinds of customer, where we have quite a number of MSME. And of course also the issue of public trust and negative perception is still very much there in insurance. A lot of people still, even though there have been a lot of improvement, a lot of people still feel insurance, they do not trust the insurance company to be able to pay loan, to pay their claim. And I tell you, a lot of people have actually been made in that regard. There are regulatory supervision these days that ensures that when an insurance company takes your risk, it must fulfill the obligation of paying claim. And should they fail to do that, there are sanctions that goes with that. And then thirdly, the issue of God forbid. I know, that's culture and of course religious belief. When you talk about, most of the time when our representative goes out to go and talk about insurance, the moment he mentions death or anything, or disability that could, be a form of insurance coverage, they say God forbid. So there are a lot of God forbid, and people most times do not want to actually listen to insurance company, even pick the product for, they stop them from, having. I do believe that if we are able to address some of these things, if we have, opportunity and the kind of collaboration that we do, especially with the like of Asborn, where we talk to, their representative about insurance as we are doing today, many people will actually see the benefit of insurance and then be able to take on a product that will help them remain resilient and sustainable into the future. Thank you.
Thank you. What I have, if you can briefly share success stories with us, where insurance played a crucial role in the recovery of an SME.
To be honest,
practical.
Yes, of practical. Yes. Practical now. And I'm actually going to more like, center on what we have achieved as an organization in the last 5 years that we came into a season. We came into a season about 5 years ago, and today we have paid over 700 million in terms of claim. And
the payment covered what type of claims?
Are coming. You'll be shocked to know that majority, 99.9% of those who have benefited from this claim are those who you would never thought would have, considered taking up an insurance. And they are the like of the pepper seller in the market when market got bumped, and they already taken up an insurance through our past.
Insurance claims.
There are risk related to either death, and they are not able to pay the claim, and then rather than for the lending institution go after their family and their collateral and all of that, the insurance will come in to pay the outstanding balance of them. Of course, that's what I'm saying.
The person is alive, not
when it's alive, say for instance, disability do occur. There could be accident. There could, one thing that we have discovered, from all, because we have been in this service for quite some time now. Low-income micro and business enterprises actually are the most reliable when it comes to loan repayment. But one of the challenges that they face is that when they have risk, when they incur risk, that kind of jeopardize their ability to pay, there's really nothing you can do. You can't actually force someone who peradventure stepped out of his house to go to his business place, and there is an accident, probably hit by Okada or fell from Okada, and he incurred an injury, and you expect him to pay. So what we do, the kind of intervention that we make is that when such risk occur, we just come in, lead him, forgive all the outstanding balance of the loan. And that, for me, helps. And there are a lot of, in Lagos State, for instance, there have been a lot of fire incidents in the marketplace. Who are the people affected? Some of these mama lata, the pepper seller, the fish seller, the small business trader in the market, who, for one reason or the market have got one, and you can't force, there's no way you can compel them. So, one of the intervention of that product is to now come in and see, how we can ask the lender to forgive the outstanding balance of their loan.
I want you to focus a bit more. We've spoken about fire, race, we've spoken about death, we've spoken about disability. I want to know, because I know that there's something called the credit insurance.
That's what I'm talking about.
In event of disability, do you only pay in event of disability, death, or natural disasters like that?
Yes.
Let's say, for example, the business fails. The person is still able. The business fails, maybe some, whatever happens that are not natural disasters, fire, or are there insurance policies that covers that?
Fantastic, yeah. The product I'm actually talking about is actually an insurance that covers virtually all of those things that you have mentioned. Alright, because it's centered on the business. But like the kind of product that we have now, should there be fire in your premises, should there be burglary, should there be flood, issue of flooding, that's also a major challenge here in Lagos State. Flood occur and then you wipe virtually all the market away. And then when there is death, when there is disability, it's actually all encompassing kind of product that ensures that all of those potential risks that an MSME can face, should it occur, as at the time they took a loan, for the period of that loan, they are covered. And should there be any challenges or issue related to those risks, we just come in and ask that the bank or lender should forgive the outstanding balance of the loan. What we do is essentially pay back the outstanding balance of that loan. And we work with quite a number of lending institutions. We work with microfinance banks, we work with cooperative society, we work with so we work with all of these people to ensure that their loan, we cover all of those risks associated with their business, and then able to. And our product, of course, also cover actually, even these so-called keke napep driver can take up the product from us.
Thank you, Mr. Garrison. Thank you. I think we want to take a few minutes break to have the commissioner speak. Where's the MC? Come back to the panel. You want to speak? Excellent. Yes, we just have we're going to the third round of questions and one more round. So she's asked that we finish. She said we should finish. Okay. Next question for Mr. Martini. In your view, what are the biggest mistakes SMEs make when adopting digital solutions?
All right, thank you. So there are a couple of them, but I'll mention just three. And the very first thing is not having clear objectives on outcomes you want to achieve based on the tools you want to use. So I think small businesses need to prioritize that in selecting the tools, because at the end of the day, they find themselves selecting fragmented tools that only solve a subset of their problems. So at the end of the day, they still find themselves in a huge complexity or inefficiency, because you have to use this tool for this for this, and you can find tools that solve one or more problems at a time. Another thing is being clear on return on investment, right? So every tool that you purchase as a small business is an investment, and you must have its returns, which means input of X gives you a multiple of Y. So it's important that small businesses are able to measure that. That is input to outcome, right? And then the third thing is finding tools that are custom built for small businesses. There are different kind of tools today, but there are specific tools that are built for your business. They are built for small businesses, right? Who understand the pain points of small businesses, understand the value chain, and address everything point by point. So it's important that small businesses look into this, right? Understand your value chain. Look at products that serve you at different points of the value chain. You find yourself more efficient when you do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to Madam Smeden. What are Smeden's current priorities for building resilient SMEs in the face of economic instability?
Thank you for that question. To build SMEs resilience in the current situation we are in, the first thing we look at, because when you look at SMEs and you ask them what's the main issue they face, all of them will say finance. But being on the field, it's not finance, from what I have encountered on the field. So we find out that most people running business actually don't run the business the right way. So the first thing for us is capacity building. So in order to carry out this capacity building, S.M.E has set up something called the BDSPs.